Thank you for listening to the Golden Hour Drip podcast with me, Logan Lee Miller. Enjoy the show. Welcome back to the Golden Hour Drip podcast. I'm your host, Logan Lee Miller, and I am my very best friend, Kennedy.
Yay! Hi!
It's been, when was the last time you were on the podcast?
Okay, I looked at my photos because we took pictures and I still have them in my camera roll. And the first one we ever did together was, what did we say, April 2021?
That's insane.
And then we did a second one in May 2021.
Okay, I seriously thought that I had you on in 2020 and 21, but I guess they were both in 21.
Yeah, I think they were both 21 because I just got my first teaching job. Do you remember that?
That is insane.
I know.
I honestly, it's been a while.
I know.
I'm glad to have you back on.
I'm so excited to be back.
It's time to have Kennedy back on.
We were due.
And what better way to have her on for our first guest on the new segment.
I'm so honored.
I know. Ask the Gals. So if you submitted your questions last week, you might have an opportunity to hear them now. If you didn't, and you're watching YouTube, you can comment down below. Or if you're listening to, the audio version, go ahead, DM me, send me a message. Let me hear your questions. I would love to hear them. So then I can, answer them on the podcast.
Yeah.
And sometimes we'll have a guest, and sometimes it'll just be a solo one. And this is our first guest one.
Whoop whoop.
But before we get started into, the questions, give our listeners a little 411. What has been happening in your life? Your
3.5 years.
I know, 3 years in your teacher life. What's going on?
Okay, let's see what's new with me. Okay, so whenever I was on the podcast the last time, I was teaching 4th grade. It was my very first teaching position. I got hired in the middle of COVID, and I am a special education teacher. That was my first time ever being in general education, both with my college experience and everything with that. I've always been SPED driven, and so I got pulled during COVID to teach 4th grade, and now I'm back to my SPED roots. I'm back to teaching special education, and I have been the last couple years. And then let's see, I graduated.
Big announcement.
What's my big announcement?
You started a boutique.
Oh yeah, I have my own small business now. I was like, girl, what you trying to say?
The biggest bombshell.
Yeah, I started my own boutique. It's called Hay Bales and Hangers. I started it last year.
Yeah, I think it's been about a year.
I think it's been a little over a year, and it's called Hay Bales and Hangers. I wanted to have some sort of name that had a tie to my grandparents' farm because I grew up out there and they're just really near and dear to my heart. And so that's where the hay bales comes from. And then hangers because, it's clothes. So I did that. That's fun. And then I'm actually about to graduate with my master's this summer. So I've been out here grinding. I'm busy, but I love it.
Listen, master's is something that I just could not bring myself to do.
I think I'm going to get my doctorate next. I love school. I'm a teacher. I go to school. I'm a student. Maybe I've been thinking about being a professor this upcoming school year. Did I not tell you that?
What about a professor at our alma mater and you move to where I live?
Okay, I'm not going to move. Logan and I always have this argument. I tell her she should move up here to Lee Summit, and she tells me I should move to Warrensburg. But no, for real, I am thinking about being an adjunct at UCM in the fall for the SPED department.
That would be amazing.
Because I'm not going to be doing grad classes anymore, and so I need to do something.
Yeah. I love that you are a forever learner.
Oh, yes.
That's so good.
Lifelong learner. Should be on my resume.
Did I tell you that I'm also going to start teaching?
Did you what?
I actually enrolled in being a teacher for yoga.
Yeah. Stop!
I did.
What?
Yeah, so I talked to the studio last week. Kennedy and I have been going to Power Life. I started in October. Mm-hmm. It's been so fun. I've actually really, really liked it.
I'm so glad I roped her into doing it with me. I've been going probably since March.
Yeah, you've been going a while because at the time that you started Power Life, I had started Psycho Bar. Yeah. And I was like, okay, I already started on this, I'm going to continue. Mm-hmm. And I will tell you, it's night and day difference between Psycho Bar to Power Life. I feel like I'm I'm actually taking care of my body in a way that will help me longevity-wise, you know? Like, I will be going, if you heard that, that's Aussie.
That's my
Kennedy
puppy.
stuff.
I also, that's another thing to catch up. I have a dog child now.
Oh my gosh. But no, I just feel like yoga is like taking care of my body more, and I also get to see Kennedy. So
Yeah.
they like did this thing where it was like, okay, you get a month free, and it was like free, sign me up.
I used to just give her, with my membership, if you get the unlimited, you get 3 guest passes a month. And so I used to just give her my guest passes, but then we realized she could only use one a month.
It was just one. I was
Yes,
like,
it was
okay.
just one time a month she could come. And so I was
That's
like,
so
no
sad.
girl, we gotta get you in.
Yes.
So then they just so happened to be doing, you could gift a membership for a month for free. And I was like, got her.
Which was like the best thing that could have
Yeah.
been done, right? But yeah, I talked to the studio and I signed
You talked
up.
to like Imaya?
No, I talked to Amy, who's in charge of the Kansas City district,
Okay.
and that's where like all the training will be.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's actually intense. So training is gonna be Tuesdays and Thursdays, like 6 to 9,
Uh-huh.
and then all day Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. for 8 weeks. So I'm going into my student era, and
Yeah.
kind of nervous, kind of excited.
Oh my god, why did you not tell me
I
this?
went to wait till the podcast.
Oh my gosh! This is a genuine
I know,
reaction.
like Kennedy did. I
Okay.
haven't shared it with anybody really. I barely shared it with Garrett, and that's just because like one of our family events that we were planning, I was like, oh no, that's on a Saturday that I have like, because that is a commitment of time.
That
Like
is.
you're in it, like you are.
So
you're
when does
learning.
it start?
It starts. So I'm going to Florida. That's
Yeah.
Valentine's Day.
Right.
And I'm coming back that following Tuesday, and it starts Wednesday. No. On the
Maybe.
day I'm coming back on Tuesday, it starts that night.
That night.
So I cannot have like a delay in my
Yeah.
flight, knock on wood, like
Yeah.
I'm gonna be there, it's gonna be amazing. But
Mhm.
yeah, I'm so excited. I'm a little nervous, but
So
it'll be
what
fun.
kind of classes will it teach you to teach?
Everything.
Okay.
I will be certified.
Uh-huh.
It's the 200-hour like yoga certification.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Oh my
really
god, wait,
excited.
that's so up your alley.
I know though, like
That's
right? Like,
so
it's kind of
good.
been something that like I know that we've talked about before, like
Yeah.
back in 2020,
Mm-hmm.
and like trying to just conceptualize what we're gonna do with our lives. But yeah, I'm like really nervous, but I'm super excited. Like we will see.
Oh,
where
you
this
will be
goes.
so good.
So I do want to preface that just because I get my certification doesn't mean that I start teaching. If I want to teach, I have to go through a oh my gosh, what's it called? Was a tryout, like for like cheerleaders do, or like whatever. You have to do a tryout and you have to like teach them something. Like yeah, it's a process. So even if I get my training, it doesn't mean I'm hired.
Like Imaya, like you try to get the Lee Summit one, I guess?
Yeah, and I would
Okay.
have to try out with Amaya. Like I would have to like do a tryout. Like, and that's even more nerve-wracking because
Yeah.
I want to learn the fundamentals. Like I think that would be so
Yeah.
good. You know, for the Golden Gal Network, like I'm thinking, you know, in a park, like we're gonna have a little sunrise yoga.
They
like,
do that in
from
the summer.
summertime. Yeah, I think
Yes.
that sounds so much fun.
Yeah.
So
Oh my god, I'm so excited for you.
excited to drop a bomb on
They're
you.
probably like, guys, can you catch up after the podcast, please?
No, this is good.
Why are you talking so much about this?
I personally, I feel like I could talk to you all day. Like it's just very easy.
Oh, I have always said, so for those of you that haven't listened before, Logan and I have been besties since what, 2017.
I know.
She was a year older than me at UCM.
You're older in
And-
life as well.
Yeah, oh, well, true. Okay, like maybe like 6 months.
Yeah, because, yeah.
I'm a
'cause there's
September
Decem-
baby.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're, so, yeah,
yeah.
I'm May.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Anywho, so I came to UCM as a freshman in 2017, and she was a sophomore, and then I rushed the sorority she was in, Sigma Kappa, and Logan Lee Miller is the reason I chose Sigma Kappa. I was in love with her.
You know,
And-
some people just get obsessed.
Oh my god, I was obsessed with you.
I
That is
know.
true, I will say that.
I'm glad for it. Like, when I think back, like, when things align, right? Like, when I'm thinking about the choices I made, and I can go back and think, oh my gosh, like, I wish I would have had a different major. I wish I would have done this. I wish I would have done that. And literally the sorority I chose has been so impactful for my life. My husband, my best friend, like my career, the trajectory of my life. And I know it's a lot of pressure when you're 18. It's like, oh my gosh, like what should I pick?
Yeah.
And I will say, like, even if I did make wrong choices, which I absolutely did, it all like ended up good. Like I wouldn't change it for anything.
Yeah.
I'm like, these pivotal moments literally set me up. Like we are, when I got to college, you know, in 2017, like 2016, rushing, you know, I didn't even think, oh, January 11th, you know, 2024, I would be
me and this girl are gonna be
I know, like, we're gonna be, like, isn't that crazy to think about?
It's so crazy.
Oh my gosh, and like, what if you would have chose the other sorority?
I know.
You would have had different friends.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like,
oh my God, we wouldn't even be besties.
We wouldn't even talk. Like, I don't even know you. Like, and I just think life is really cool like that. And you can have like all of these like expectations for yourself. Yeah. But really, it's gonna turn out how it's supposed to be. Come hell or high water. Like, I would truly like consider you one of my very, very closest, bestest friends. Going to a workout class every, you know, week. Yeah. Definitely makes me feel like a better friend. Because, like, listen, I think that 2020, 21, transitioning from like college into adulthood is hard on friendships. Like, it's just hard. Like, people scatter, and it's just like, it's crazy that we live 30 minutes from each other. Like, that's doable. Like, some of my friends, like, if we think about my high school best friend, he lives in Florida now. Like, I'm gonna have to go visit him, but like, that is not, I can't see him every week. I can see you every week. Like, what are the odds that one of my sorority sisters, like, I would live so close to and get to see all the time and want to spend time with, right? Like,
that's the key. She wants to hang out with you guys.
Hang out with you and converse. And I am so grateful that you, you know, want to be a part of my life as well. And, you know, I always feel bad because this summer I'm doing vlogging, right? I'm trying to vlog and stuff, and I'll like see her around. I'm like, oh, already got my camera out. Like, I have to video this interaction. I'm so sorry, but I'm like, oh, Ken, you're looking good. Like,
oh, stop. Like, I'm like, get the dog, show the dog, make Ozzy famous, please.
No,
she's so cute.
It is so good. But I do have a couple of questions that the gals asked.
Yeah.
So, what is your, because it was New Year's, like a lot of New Year's questions, because again, it's the first of the year. Yeah. Do you have a New Year's goal, intention, or word?
Oh gosh.
Have you even thought about it?
Okay, I didn't have a set resolution.
Okay, I think that's good.
I've been thinking, okay, so we talked about ins and outs the other day. Yeah. Like what's in and what's out. And something I really want to make in for myself this year is I'm a very big people pleaser, and so I want to kind of keep myself first sometimes, because I feel like a lot of times I lose sight of myself because I'm so into pleasing everyone else that I feel like I really need to be intentional about, okay, but what would be best for me and what would be healthiest for me, instead of thinking of everyone else and their feelings. And I'm not saying I don't want to be a people pleaser, you know, this upcoming year also, because I love doing that. I love being someone that people can turn to when they need something, and I love fixing problems and being there for everyone. But I also feel like sometimes I kind of lose myself along the way. And so I just want to keep myself at the forefront of when I'm doing things.
And I don't think that being a kind-hearted person necessarily has to be a people pleaser. Like, you can be kind and you can be helpful to others, but you can still have boundaries put into place. And I also like struggled with this at a time, and now I just say people-pleasing tendencies. Like, I don't identify with it. Like, I don't say I'm a people pleaser, because then like I'm in that mindset. I instead go, oh, that was a people-pleasing habit, or that was a people-pleasing tendency. But truly, last year I had to have so many hard conversations, and in a way, like, I had to break some of those habits of like putting everyone first, or putting everyone's feelings first, and like having that crazy job transition was so hard for me to like say, you know what, I know this is going to put people in like a tight space, but like I've been put in a tight space, you know? That's hard.
Yeah.
That people pleasing is hard.
And saying no, kind of going along with that, like saying no to plans. Like being okay to say no, because sometimes, like we were talking about this the other day, like sometimes I just need a day to like rot. Like I love that everyone's been talking about rotting, because I am someone who is go, 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 go all the time. Like I love to be busy. I love, you know, like seeing people and doing things, but I also sometimes need to recharge.
I know.
And so I need to learn how to say, what about this day instead? You know, like I need to learn how to say no. So again, kind of just going back to putting myself first instead of doing what everyone else wants me to do.
And no is like a full sentence. Like I always feel like I feel like no,
because
I'm sorry, like that. No, I'm sorry, but like no is perfectly fine.
Yeah.
No, that won't work for me is even better.
Yeah.
Or,
okay, but don't say that to me though, because I'm sensitive and I'll be like, wait, why doesn't Logan want to hang out with me?
You'll be like, hey, are
make
you
an
free?
exception
I'll say,
for me.
No, period, send.
I'll be like, listen to the podcast we just made.
No, but I truly think when you're not necessarily like talking about your friends, but like a higher up, like your boss or someone where there might be like an authoritative power play where they're like, well, why not, you know, but like no, and not even having to be like, well, it's my grandma's birthday and I promised her that I would go bake her a cake, and so I'm gonna have to, you know, take time out of my day to go shopping. Like I just need the day off. Like you're either gonna approve it or not, but I'm not coming in. Like you know, and just saying no. It's hard though.
Yeah.
Well, I love that for you.
Thank you.
That's
I love
a good
that
word.
for me too. We'll see how long it lasts.
Well, and I think you're right to say like you don't have a resolution, you have like an intention. Like it's not necessarily like this big goal.
Yeah.
It's more of a theme.
Yeah.
And I think that is more helpful for growth than, oh my gosh, like this is what I have to do. Like I personally have not picked a word of the year. I'm going to let it reveal itself to me, but I think it might be intuition. Like just, because that's kind of like, oh, I'm just going to allow things to come to me. That's leaning into your intuition.
True.
Last year was connection, which I do want to connect more. Like I love the connection. I love the networking. But like intuition, like trusting that I have the answers within me and that it will turn out okay.
Oh, see, I try to remind myself that all the time. Like there's a plan for me, I just don't know it yet, and I need to stop trying to figure out what it is, because it'll happen.
The pieces will come together.
Yeah.
Right or wrong. How like, and knowing that even the idea in your head might not be what the puzzle is in front of you, right? Like we don't know what the puzzle's gonna look like. We don't know what our life is gonna look like. Yeah. But and it can be different than in our head, but it can still be complete. Yeah. Like that's you're gonna have to come to terms with that. Like it's the wrong one. So I love that for you. I will help you work on your no's.
Okay.
So you tell me no at any time.
I don't want to tell you no.
Oh, well, just say no.
Ask me something really ridiculous.
I feel like, Kennedy, do you want to go to the sculpt class?
Heck no! No, I don't! Okay, the non-Power Life people aren't going to get it. Okay, the sculpt class at Power Life is a... Well,
death.
If you...
death.
The one word to describe sculpt is death. If you find the right teacher, it can be so good.
Just every single small town, like skinny mom, like crazy workout, almond mother, love sculpt, okay? Like this is their class because it's like cardio with weights and jumping around, high intensity, and it literally makes me want to vom.
The first time I took a sculpt, I thought I was going to pass out. I have a picture of myself. Oh my god, I should show you. I came home and I barely made it up the stairs because I live in an apartment, up 3 flights of stairs. Barely make it up the stairs. And I come in, lay flat down on my hardwood floor, and my boyfriend comes over to me. He's like, "Are you doing all right? What's going on with you?" And I said, "No, I'm not okay." He gets a bag of frozen blueberries out of the freezer and puts them on my forehead. And I probably just laid there for like a good, however long it was until the blueberries melted. Probably like 15 minutes. But it was awful.
I don't know, like sometimes, but even a bar class that I've gone to with, I wanted to die.
Oh god, yeah. You have to find the right teachers. Unless you're into like boot camp, drill sergeant.
Boot camp, that is the perfect word for sculpt.
Yeah.
It is boot camp style. It's like, we are gonna get it done. Yeah. And maybe I'll get there one day. Like, you know.
I love, like, our girl Emily.
Yes.
I will go to her sculpt classes. They don't scare me.
No.
Everybody else, they scare me.
Petrified. Like,
No, I don't even, if I don't see Emily's name, keep scrolling. I'll find something else that day.
Not a good night.
I don't need to go that bad.
Okay. Next question. What is your favorite show to binge?
Okay, let's see.
Or lately. It
See,
doesn't have to be like all time. It could be like something lately that you're watching.
I've been really into books, like reading.
Oh, yes.
This last like
She's
year,
in her book
I'm
era.
a big old book girly. Over my winter break, I read a book a day.
That's insane.
Did you see that?
No,
Yeah.
I didn't.
I read like a book a day. I read like probably 10, 12 books every break.
Wow.
I know, I'm crazy.
That's awesome though.
But we have been binging Modern Family.
Oh, really?
And I love
those, I like those reruns.
I love it
every
so
once
much.
in a while.
I've never seen it.
Really?
Yeah, I had never seen it. I think I was just hiding under a rock. I don't know, because I feel like everybody talks about it.
Yeah, my dad and brother actually watch Modern Family all the time at home.
Okay, yeah.
Because it plays on TV.
Yes,
And they have like
reruns.
cable or whatever, so that's what they watch.
Yeah, I love it. I don't know why I
Who's
was
your favorite
sleeping on
character?
it. Probably Cam.
Really?
Oh my god, I love Cam.
Okay. I can see that.
At least I think, am I thinking of the right person?
Yeah.
He's
Cam.
the one that's like from Missouri,
Yes.
and he's like
A
not
cowboy.
gay in real life.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love him.
He like has that western
Yes!
when he goes back
And
home.
I think he's
like,
so funny.
he's
It's so
hilarious.
different. Like, I think I found his Instagram or something, and I was like, oh my god, Cam, what
Yeah,
happened?
so cute. I personally, what's the dad's name? I haven't seen it in so long.
Phil.
I love Phil.
Oh my god, Phil
I
is
align
hilarious.
with Phil because one, he's just like, he's a hardworking man. Okay, he is selling these houses, and I like that he's a little femme. Like, you know, he's very kind-hearted. I love Phil.
He's
Dunphy.
also very like socially awkward though,
Yes.
and you are not.
I know. I don't know. I have a soft spot for like awkward characters because on Suits, I love Louis Litt. On
I
Suits.
want to watch Suits.
Oh my gosh, Louis Litt is my fave. I kind of like, I don't know, my heart just goes out to him. I'm like, like all the like socially awkward characters. I'm like, you're so cute. I love it 100%.
Suits is all the rage right now. I feel
know.
like that is all over
Yes.
social media right now.
And they were at the Golden Globes.
Is that the one with Meghan Markle?
Yes, and she declined to go to the Golden Globes. It was just the Harvey and the young guy and like.
See, I don't know. any
It
of
was
those
very.
people.
It was good. Like, I will say, I like Suits, but we probably, I don't know what season we're on. I think season 3. And like after a while, like it's kind of the same stuff. Any show, like
Yeah.
I couldn't get through Grey's Anatomy. Like after a while, I'm just like, this is.
Okay, you're trying too hard to make it.
It's like, okay,
continue.
can we like end this?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I
That's how I felt with Pretty Little Liars. Did you ever watch that back in the
didn't.
day?
I read the books.
They kept changing who A was.
Really?
And I'm like, okay,
Come
come
on.
on. Who is
Yeah,
it?
yeah, yeah.
Let's go. I've also started to watch Gilmore Girls.
Okay.
I have never seen that either.
I hadn't seen it until this year either.
Yes.
I've always been a Gossip Girly.
Same. I love Gossip Girl. I
Are you
love
Blair,
Gossip.
Serena?
Probably Serena.
I'm
You're
a
probably
Blair.
a Blair girl.
Absolutely.
That's
Oh my
why we work
Oh
though.
my gosh. Someone's gonna have to bleach their hair.
Oh. Me?
Little blondie. Yeah,
Oh, okay, well
last
I've been
episode.
blonde
Yeah,
before, but I'm too pale for that.
Well, no, you're not. You've been blonde.
I've been blonde, but I look back at pictures and I'm like, why didn't nobody tell me no?
I actually
I think you did. You
Well,
did.
okay. There was some times.
You
where it's
tried to nicely
I
be
was
like,
strawberry
"Can-"
blonde is cute.
Yeah.
Like there was a time it was getting really blonde.
Yeah, I was getting really
It
blonde.
was
Like the
blonde
last time I was on
blonde.
the podcast.
Yes.
We just looked at that picture.
It was
yeah,
blonde.
that was
It
real blonde.
Oh my gosh. Well, I will say I'm definitely in my movie era right now because I've been trying so hard to get my stupid ass steps in. Like just 10,000. Okay, that I'm trying real hard. Today I got 4,852. That's because I had a facial today and like
That takes up some
I
time.
had to like leave early for
I'm at
a yoga class.
7,500 steps.
Okay, well I'm jealous of you. Usually I'm closer to 8, but I have been out of habit and out of routine. Like in December I didn't because I was trying to edit Vlogmas.
Yeah.
And so I had to be like focused on the computer.
Right.
But now like I can get back into routine. And so I've been like trying to watch like something on my iPad. And I personally I've been loving the morning toast or the toast. Like the
I love
podcast.
the Toast
Okay,
podcast.
I recently discovered it, and I love Claudia.
Oh,
so
yes!
I actually have been watching some stand-up because I ordered.
Did you see her?
I did.
Special?
I saw Claudia's special. I like bought it from Amazon or whatever, and it was super, super good. I then watched her first one in 21, and she looks like a completely different person.
She does.
Which is insane.
I know.
And then I started watching their podcast on YouTube, and that has been amazing as well.
It's so funny to watch their YouTube because they don't live together, right?
Yes.
But they make their studios look the exact same, so that even though, I don't want to say they're
I
across
did
the
not know
country.
that.
You didn't know that?
I knew when I was looking at it, I was like, okay, that's so smart. You only have to have 2 cameras.
Uh-huh.
One point, because I always think about my editing for my show, like, okay,
Right.
we have it like here, and then we have it there, and like, what should we do?
Mhm.
I thought it was just to save on cameras.
No. So Jackie lives down in Florida, and then Claudia lives up in like New York or something, New Jersey.
Siri, send a voice note to Lily Mayo, my little sister, that we will be doing a morning show on Wednesdays, and she can record from her own office. Thank you, bye. Hey, I hope that you're enjoying today's podcast episode. Just a quick interruption to let you know that Golden Hour Drip has a weekly newsletter that comes out. This has bonus content, weekly updates, and future event information. If you haven't already, go down to the show notes, click the link, and join today. Now, back to the show. Yeah, I will definitely be calling Lily because I did not realize that they were in different studios. If I would have known that, like, I thought it was just like set up in the same spot. That's crazy. That's crazy. Okay, so the last question to round us out. I did get a book question, and since
Right
you
up my
are
alley.
a book girly, what has been your favorite book that you read in 2023? Because the year just started. Come on.
Okay, let me think.
I will tell you right now, my favorite book that I didn't read it.
Wait, can I guess?
Yeah,
Do
sure.
I know?
I don't know. Do you?
Is it a book I've read too?
No, I don't think so. It's an autobiography.
Oh, never mind.
It's I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jeanette McCurdy.
Jeanette McCurdy.
Yeah,
I haven't read that. Do you have the hard copy?
I read it. I did not actually read it. I listened to it on
Oh,
audiobook.
okay.
Yeah.
Did she narrate it?
And she narrated it. And I loved it. I thought it was great. I ate that up. I think I listened to it in a day and a half. Like, I remember sitting in my vehicle, not wanting it to turn off, to like listen to like the rest of the chapter before I got inside. And then it was, I forget what I was actually doing, but the night it was dark. It was like 10 o'clock, like it was evening. And I remember putting my earplugs in, like my little AirPods.
Yeah.
Walking around the house, like kind of folding laundry, putting the dishes away. Didn't want to go to bed because it's audio, right? Like it's not like I could read a book in bed. It was not a book. And I was like trying to be productive and listen so that I didn't feel like a nerd just like listening in the dark to this audio book. But I loved it. I thought it was so good. It was so interesting.
Yeah.
And it was by far my favorite book of 2023. And I did read quite a few books.
I've heard good things.
I liked
How
it.
many did I say I read it?
You read a lot.
I did read a lot, but then I look at other people's, how many they've read, and I'm like, oh snap, okay, I haven't actually
read that many. One of my outs for 2023 when I did my ins and outs video was reading books at an insane pace.
Guilty. I read 60 books in 2023.
That's good. That's amazing. To the point, like, and I don't think you're like this, but I see so many people do these book hauls like every month, and I'm like, how are you reading 30 books in a month for X amount of time?
Yeah.
Like, it'll be every single month, and I'm like, I am an avid reader. I love reading.
Yeah.
I've always loved reading. My mother was a teacher. We had books in the house. I love books. I love to read. And I am a fast reader as well. But there's I want a little bit of gap between my books. Like, I want to emotionally be ready for the next one and be able to displace the characters. Like, okay, we are in a different book, you know, like different different season, different vibe, different everything.
See, I feel like I read fast because kind of what you were saying, I get overwhelmed by the amount, because I love buying books. Like, there's nothing that gives me endorphins like buying a book does.
It's putting it in the cart.
And so I have so many books on my rainbow bookshelf that I have not read, and I just keep buying more. But it makes me so, like, not panicky, but it makes me feel like I have to read books fast because I'm like, oh my god, I have so many more books to read in my life that how am I ever going to read them all? Like, how can I do this? Like, I see it as things I have to, like, check off a list because there's so many books I want to get to.
That's also why I like Audible, because like when I'm driving, because I love podcasts, and I mean I listen to music but less than I consume like audio talking. And I love to listen to a book when I drive, like, and I feel productive when I do it.
I never have been able to do audiobooks because ADHD. But I've been able to do it lately. I started with podcasts. I've like been able to listen to them. Like, I've never had a problem with podcasts. And like when I listen to yours, I'm like, okay, I'm just listening to Logan on the phone.
Me talking.
Or like The Toast. I found them this summer. And so I just feel like I'm listening to like a YouTube video. So like those aren't hard for me, but the audiobooks have always been so hard for me to like actually pay attention and grasp what I'm listening to and what's happening. So I started reading them. I think I've done, well, I only do little bits and pieces though. So like right now I'm reading Wreck the Halls, which is like technically a Christmassy book by Tessa Bailey. And so I have it on my Kindle, but then like on my way to school, I'll listen to it even if it's like 10 minutes. I'm like, okay, that's still 10 minutes. I wouldn't have been able to sit here and read my Kindle.
Absolutely.
So I've been starting to do that, and I think that easing my way into it is the best way for me to like fully get immersed in it. But
do you have a favorite book of 23?
I don't. I just was scrolling through my Goodreads. If you're watching this on YouTube, you saw me sitting here scrolling. I don't think I have a favorite. Like, there was some.
What is your Goodreads account? Can people follow you?
I don't even know how to know what my
username is.
I don't know. Do you have the username?
Listen, I'm barely on Goodreads.
Oh my god, you need to use Goodreads. Goodreads is like my favorite part of finishing a book. Like going in there and marking it as read and rating it.
You know what
I love that.
Someone was like, I struggle with like reading actual books. It was the opposite of you. They listen to Audible and they have a bookshelf full of books, and someone was like, oh my gosh, like I love all your books. Like, which one's your favorite you read? And she was like, books, those are my trophies for finishing my audiobook, like for finishing it on my phone. I listened to it and then I got the book. I have thought about like reading a book and listening to the Audible. Like,
I've tried that, but I read too fast.
Gotcha.
Like I tried it the other day and I had to put it in like 2 times speed, and then I was like, this is just pointless. Okay, I think my favorite book ever was 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo.
Yes, I read that. I loved it.
I read that back in 2022, and that was what really got me started on my reading journey.
Yeah, I think
and what
I read
really
that last
hooked
year
me.
too.
I think you did.
Yeah.
I remember when you read it. I also really loved the Chestnut Springs series in 2023. That is like a 5-book series. It's like cowboy romances. Say less.
When Kennedy was getting through this, she was like, oh, I'm going to go home and read my cowboy romance. And I'm like,
my cowboy smut.
She's like, do you want me to send you the link? I was like, no, thank you.
Oh my god, they're so good. Yeehaw.
Like, no, thank you. That is not.
I also started reading Emily Henry this year, which I know I'm kind of late to the game, but she's
like
the one. Okay, you do?
Yes.
She has a new one coming out. I think it's March or April. I'm so excited.
Really?
I started reading her. I also really loved Love in Other Words. Loved that one. Have you read that one yet?
Not yet.
Okay, you can borrow it. It's on my Rainbow Bookshelf.
Pass. No.
Stop! Don't tell me no! No, just kidding.
No, period.
I devoured that one in like a day.
Really?
So good.
Right now I'm listening to Be Seen by Jen Gottlieb.
Is that nonfiction?
It's motivational.
Oh my god,
I'm a motivational girly.
That's why we're so opposite. I'm sitting here reading like
Smut
porn
lives.
on pages, and then Logan's over here reading about how to improve her life.
Yes, Jen Gottlieb, Find Your voice, build your brand, live your dream. And I actually finished the one before Jen was Believe It by Jamie Kern Lima. I bawled so much. Like, I cried. Like,
what is that? Nonfiction again?
Yes, it is a, oh my gosh, I'm going to accidentally play it. I was going to pull it up. Jamie Kern Lima, she has a skincare brand, It Cosmetics. She just sold it for $1.2 billion, like last year or the year before. Believe It, how to go from underestimated to unstoppable. And I'm like, yes, I was like, damn, like, I love that stuff. And I also love it when they're like narrated by the writer, because I'm like, this is what I needed. Like, I
love a good memoir sometimes.
Yeah.
But that's really, and I read like, I can read like historical fiction, based on historical things.
And the real book I'm reading, like the hard copy, I have Britney Spears' book.
Okay, yeah. I've seen everybody talking about it.
I have her hard book. I started it. It's an easy read. It feels like you're talking to a friend.
Did she narrate her own audiobook?
I'm reading the book. I haven't listened to it, but I don't think so, because I think she had ghostwriters to help her with the actual book.
Oh, that's right. I have heard that.
Yep, but it sounds like it was written by her. Like, it truly, like, I can hear Britney.
Okay.
I don't know, but I love Britney. Like, she's iconic, and she's part of my childhood. Like, she was everything to me.
Right.
Like, I don't know. Like, and I think maybe, do you like Britney? Do you, like, was she part?
Yeah.
I don't think you're a Britney.
I feel like, oh my gosh, one of my favorite songs was 3. Do you even know that one?
Sing it for me.
It's like, I can't even think of the words other than when she counts.
My favorite thing is when someone's like, do you even know their songs? And I'm like, which one's your favorite? And they'll say it. Do you even know it? I'm like, no, I don't. Sing it for me. Let me sing
It's like, no, the only part I can remember right now is it's like, I can't even think. It's like 1, 2, 3.
Oh, yes. I know
That's the only part.
Of course. I like it. It's like, I'm a put on a show kind of girl. Like, I'm a ringleader. Oh, what? It's like called Circus or something like that.
Oh, yes.
That is my top number one favorite. Like, and that is like my anthem. Like, some of these girls, like, I am a put on a show kind of girl.
You know what's funny?
I'm a performer.
What's funny is, like, we were listening to these songs when we were little, having no idea what we were singing. Like, and then now that we're adults, it's like, oh my God, why did my mom not wash my mouth out with soap and tell me don't listen to that?
Yeah, I remember having my, like, little CD player and my janky headphones that went over my head and, like, plugged into the CD player. And I actually remember dropping my little CD player into our koi pond and pulling it out, and it was dead. It was DED. But the good thing about CDs is, like, they could get ripped. Like, they didn't care. Like, it was fine.
I remember, did you ever have an iPod Nano?
Yes, I did.
What color was yours?
Pink.
Me too.
I'm a pink. I love pink.
I'm a pink girly.
Right, okay. I didn't get to talk about it. My nails. Okay. I've had them.
They're red, not pink.
Yeah. Yes, I know. They're dip, and I did them myself. Yes, I did them. I bought the dip from Ulta. I will say.
Did it take you like 3 hours?
No, so easy. Oh my gosh, it was like painting your nails. And I did my toes too. All of it took me 30 minutes.
What?
Yes, life changing. I got red in the package, and it was on sale too. Like, it was. They had
a Christmas
at Ulta. No, like a week ago. Like, I just picked it up. I just did it. I will say they are starting to chip because I did dishes, laundry, all the things. Like, I'm very hard on my nails.
Me too.
And it's probably, I did them on Sunday, and it's Thursday night. I will say probably should have prepped them better. I don't know how to do them yet, but it's like the dip.
For the first try, yeah.
I think it was too thin on my, like, tips. Like, I should have, like, kind of curled it under it or something. But yeah, I love the dip. I got pink, red and pink.
Okay.
So I'm doing pink next. So anyways,
I just snorted. Did you hear that?
Yeah. You snort all the time though when you laugh. Yes. Oh my gosh.
God.
Yes,
now I'm
absolutely.
gonna be so self-conscious.
Don't be. I'm pretty sure you snorted on the last podcast too. Actually, I'm having deja vu, like where you snorted.
I probably did.
I think you did.
We're gonna have to
go back and look.
Yeah.
If you didn't listen to the other episodes that Kennedy is on, go back, go and find them. I'm not sure if I put your name on them or not. I think I did. Like, there was a one Tinder date.
That one was with Roman.
With Roman, and then what was the other one names? I can't remember.
I don't even remember.
Go back, you can search. There's not that
You'll
many.
see my face.
I think we're on podcast episode 303 though.
God, that's crazy.
It's insane.
So insane.
Thank you so much for watching. If you're watching on YouTube, be sure to give a thumbs up, leave us a comment. If you're listening on the audio version, be sure to subscribe, give us a rating, a review, any of the things.
But don't be mean.
And don't be mean. Listen,
I'm sensitive.
thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.